Hello and good evening, everybody. I'm Zarkov, and I'll be commentating this match. Sorry, I'm just getting a bit of feedback in my ear. Let me just turn that down. Sorry, tech issues. Right, so yes, welcome to this Division 2 match of the SpeedGaming Season 3 tournament in SMK NTSC GP. Unlike Division 1, Division 2 matches are played on 100cc, so this isn't GP 150cc like the Div 1 is. This is Div 2 100cc because they're slightly less experienced players or kind of new to the game, and 150cc is difficult even for the best players, so made a bit easier. This is a best of 5 match. It's the first of 3 cups. The lower seed can push back a cup, and then the higher seed picks from the remaining 3 cups. So Neetsel is the lowest seed, or the lower seed, shall I say, and he's chosen to push back Flower, and Lenain has chosen to start on Mushroom Cup. A very solid choice, if you ask me. And we're off. Right, we're off. So these two have played before because in Division 2 it's a double round robin, so they all play each other twice. And the last matchup between these two, Lenain won 3-1, 3 cups to 1. So we shall see how this goes. Neetsel, a Belgian, has opted to go for Mario, and Lenain from France has opted to go for Bowser, one of the heavyweights. And it's not too much difference between these two at the highest speed, but there are slight differences in their handling. So the Bowser and DK, they have the highest top speed, but they also have the lowest acceleration, whereas Mario, Luigi don't have quite the highest amount of top speed, but they do accelerate a bit quicker. And they're both off to a good start as well. I mean, so we're not going to be seeing any super high level driving like we've seen in some of the previous matches, especially if anyone was watching the other day when Carol was playing against Neo and he set a Special Cup world record. He went under 7 minutes. We're not going to be seeing anything like that in this match. I hope to see some close racing, some close times. And 105 from Lenain, 109 from Neetsel. Not too shabby at all. I mean, this game, it kind of looks easy on the surface of it, and it's a steep learning curve. It's kind of tough to pick up for the first time. I mean, for most of us who've been playing for years, I mean, it's just second nature by now. I've been playing since it came out in 1992, so that feels like a long time ago to me, saying that. But, you know, when you're new to the game, it does take some getting used to. That's for sure, indeed. So Lenain looking like he's leading a little bit now. I think on paper he's won his 2 matches. He beat Captain Hum 3-0, and he's already beaten Neetsel, who he's playing 3-1. So on paper he looks like he's going to be the stronger player today. He's showing that right now. He's got quite a comfortable lead. And if you can keep it clean on Mushroom anyway, you will be pulling out a lead quite quickly, especially on someone who's playing as Mario, because these guys aren't going top speed. I totally agree, Aaron. SMK is a lifestyle, isn't a game. Well said, well said. So, bit of info about the runners. They're both quite new to the game. Neetsel is from Belgium, known more as a runner of Tintin au Tibet. I imagine Tintin in Tibet in English, but I think it was quite a popular game in French-speaking countries because owing to how big Tintin was in those countries. But yeah, I haven't played that game very much at all. But that's what he's known for. And Lenain, he is part of Jarmu's Twitch community. That's how he's got into playing SMK, watching Jarmu, who's a very high level runner from Belgium, who's also taking part in the high level tournament as well. Yeah, SMK Machine just in chat there, KVD, he's known to us in the community, pointing out about Snezation, which is another member of the SMK tribe, as it were. He's currently trying to complete every single SNES game released on NTSC and PAL, and he recently played Tintin O Tibet, and I remember seeing a bit of it and just thinking this doesn't look like the best game in the world, but lots of trolls. Alright, so we're on GV1 now. Reasonably straightforward track if you're quite new to the game. You know, it's kind of pretty much a square. Stay clear of the edges. You'll be able to maintain some decent speed. And oh, Lenain got a snipes there. Nice DK banana snipe. It's never nice to happen, regardless of level. I must have missed that feather. Was that on Neetsel's side? I missed that. So Lenain just catching some tiles on the side there. Crosses the line on 114. And here we go. There's another feather. Gonna make it. Nicely done. I mean that jump that Neetsel just did there. It's possible 150cc with just a hop if you're going full speed, and I believe, I mean, it is possible 100cc with just a hop, but it's much harder owing to the lower speed of 100cc. And there's the zoom start for Lenain. There is a visual cue on GP on NTSC. If you get the timing right, just as the text goes off screen, press gas, you'll get the boost every single time. Just ask Carol, as he is. Carol is known not to be the best at zoom starts. You've got this visual cue, it never changes, and they still miss him. So even the top level runners can miss him. So getting consistent at zoom starts is a good skill to have. So I haven't seen much of these guys playing before, but I mean, it's looking like they are, as Mixmayu says, they are picking up the game well. I mean, the Lenain's driving with DK, with Bowser, sorry, is looking good. It's not easy to control them tightly around corners, and Neetsel as well with Mario. It's doing very well. It's good improvements. I always like to see new players. So Lenain coming round to his final lap. Can't get past the extremely wide load of DK's bum. So a feather, it's a good item to have if you can execute some shortcuts, but I'm not too sure that these two runners are at the level yet to execute some of the big more difficult shortcuts. So he hangs on to it, does a bit of swag finish, hopping over the line. Neetsel just coming round to finish. Because we're on Mushroom Cup, the tracks from here on out, because we're going to be going to Flower Cup, Star and Special, get a lot more difficult than Mushroom. There are one or two easier ones, but Mushroom Cup is where new players learn this game. The tracks are a lot more forgiving. Wow, okay, so Neetsel only picked up the game a few weeks before the start of this tournament. They've certainly come a long way. Just a few weeks. This level, using a shroom is a very useful item to have. I don't think any of them are going to be doing long boosts, but what they do, shrooms, is they're sort of like a bit of insurance. If you crash, you can fire your shroom and you're back at top speed. They could attempt to cut off some off-road dirt or whatever, but I'm imagining that if they get shrooms, they're going to be hanging on to them. Ooh, Lenain straight into a banana. This is closer than I thought it was. Oh no, Neetsel's a lap down. Still, it's a solid first showing for both of these guys. Lenain enters his final lap. Does well to avoid the mini shroom. And he's crossing the line to take the first cut, make it 1-0. GG's. The 9-11. Not bad at all. Excuse me. So Neetsel just entering the final lap. It's actually a good strat to have using Mario / Luigi, because you get a feel for driving a heavyweight character, but you don't get quite the punishment for catching some dirt, so having some slowdowns. Oh, across the line in 9:39. Nice job indeed. Right. So the next cup, seeing as Flower has been pushed back, the next cup is going to be either Special or Star Cup. I mean, they're brutally tough, even if you've been playing this game for a long time. So, especially on GP, you've got all the CPU trolling going on. The most common mode, just to answer that question in chat from Trix there, for SMK, the most common mode for speedruns is 150cc. Very few people would play 100 or 50cc for any form of speedrunning. All of the top level runners will play 150cc. Right, so it looks like we're going to Star Cup. I'm seeing KB1 for Beach 1, Lenain screen. They're just setting up their menus. Yes, they're playing on a 100cc just because it's a lower division. These players are quite new to the game, not as experienced, and 100cc is a lot more. I say a lot more. It's just a bit easier, not quite as punishing as 150cc. This makes me you definitely need to get back to some training. I love seeing these kart babies come through. Right, so we're away. We're on to Star Cup. These tracks with large water sections are made a lot easier if you can do an MBT. But I don't think these two are at that level yet, so they're just going to be taking, I imagine, the tight line around the deep water in the centre. You can get sub minute with that, doing that. I'm seeing screen on your right there. Lenain is bossing KVD corner. Very nice indeed. We saw Neetsel just hopping over that same corner with a feather. Good tricks to learn. These type of things. Ooh, just misses out on the sub minute there. Good time indeed, actually. I can struggle with that sometimes. I'm by no means saying that I'm a top level runner. I might be alright, but yeah. Right, so Lenain takes the lead. Second cup. Oh, and he picks up a feather. I wonder if he knows about the... No, he doesn't. I mean, because there is a trickier way of doing it. There is quite a straightforward way of doing of cutting out most of the lap. If after that finish line, you turn right and just hop over the wall and cut through the mud. You can still save yourself an easy 10 seconds, I think, at this level, but you can go for it. So just to answer that question in chat, characters don't have the same sort of... There's 4 types of characters. So you've got DK and Bowser, who are the heavyweights, highest top speed, and then you've got Mario and Luigi, who are slightly less top speed, and then you've got who's the lowest? Is it Cooper and Toad? I think have the lowest top speed but the highest acceleration and handling, and then you've got Princess and Yoshi. I mean, as soon as you get anywhere into this game, you'll pretty quickly drop Cooper and Princess, and you'll opt for Mario or Bowser or Luigi and DK. And their handling is tougher to learn, but you'll go so much faster as soon as you master that. So Neetsel just crossing into his final lap. Choco Island 2, best track in the game if you're Mole. Any questions you have about this game and what people do and play on it, give us a shout, and I'll do my best to answer them. I can't pronounce myself to be an expert, but yeah, SMK machine there. If you're playing battle mode, any of the characters are fine. I mean, maybe not DK and Bowser unless you're Drew Bumfield, aka Duff Jr. He is a special case. a hobo in the woods, in the enchanted woods. Right, VL1. So we go from what many consider to be the best track in the game to what many consider to be the worst track in the game. No, I'm definitely in that camp there. Absolutely rubbish. Crap everywhere. Sorry, apologies for my poor language there. Rubbish everywhere. I think there's one person in chat who would probably not agree with that. Sparks F1. I know he's a big VL1 fan, but as is law in the SMK tribe, as anyone says anything good about VL1, cute little species dies. So if Sparks were to say anything right now, kittens just die. Every kitten in the world will just die. So Neetsel just coming up to finish. Line. Nearly getting trolled by DK. Nicely done. So we're on BC3 now, over on the right hand screen. Oh, some nice little bumper hops. That's some sort of getting onto some advanced tech there. It's not, you know, that requires some timing, some control. So Aaron, thank you Aaron, you've just killed kittens. Worldwide. So because this tournament is being played on one player, that means that you get more sort of objects and obstacles on the track, and that one of those is where Neetsel just coming along now. Those 4 thwomps, and depending on RNG, you can come along to those, and all 4 will be down, and it's infuriating. There is a very tricky little trick to get past them on the left, like a 1 pixel trick to squeeze through, but it's not easy to do. Not really viable, I think, at this level. Every single SMK player has been trolled numerous times by those 4 thwomps at some point. Those 3 lanes which Lenain just went through, they're also quite tricky as well. Quite narrow. You're going fast, and you've got to do a sharp turn at the end of them, so getting the right turning angles is tricky. Not crashing and come to a full stop. So that wasn't wise by Neetsel there. I think if I was him, I would have hung on to that shroom. He's fired it over a jump bar and gone straight into the lava. Now he's back in with the CPUs, and this could get messy. It's hard to get past them. There's a lot of rubber banding when it comes to the CPU and SMK, and if you're sort of going along about the same speed as them, they cheat. They get infinite items, and they go fast, and they go slow, and they get in the way. It just makes a very difficult track much harder. So let's hope Neetsel can cross the line in the top 4, progress to MC4, which Lenain has just started. Not much happens on MC4. There's no major shortcuts. There's not a lot of stuff on the track. It's just pure driving, really. Yeah, so Neetsel manages to cross the line in 3rd place. Solid performance. Lenain driving very nicely around this track right now. It's a good one to learn driving and sort of tight driving, especially if you haven't got to the point of boosting yet. There's some tricky corners, some hairpins. It's a good one to learn sort of the holding a natural boost, as it were, if you just hold a power slide all the way around a long corner, and then release the counter steer and release a boost. Both driving quite well. I don't think the CPU are particularly trolly on MC4. Once you gain a lead, you should be okay. Famous last words. So Lenain just on his final lap now, coming round to win his 2nd cup. Take a 2-0 lead. Well said, Mo. If anyone caught the match between Eric and Jarmu yesterday, or the day before, 2 days ago, Jarmu got more feathers than I think I've ever seen anyone get in SMK. The RNG was very much in her favour, and she is Belgian, so like Neetsel is. Neetsel hasn't been getting that. I think Jarmu's stolen all of those feathers from all the other Belgians. There is definitely a feather shortage, thanks to Jarmu. So a 9.18 from Lenain. Nice time. Neetsel will just come around on his final lap. Oof, that is a turn of shame on the hairpin there. So we can stay ahead of the CPU. Looks like EK is going to make his life as difficult as he can. Avoids the banana, crosses the line in 1st in a 10.17. GG's. Yes, Duck Honest, there is, I say, a reasonably active online sort of 2-player scene. It's not as big as it once used to be, maybe about 10 years ago. There used to be a big amount of us who'd play that online, but I think most players now prefer the lag-free experience to actually play in person, and there's a yearly World Championships, which used to be held in France, now held in Holland for the most part. Unless it goes to Gasny, Kappa. Yeah, and that usually takes place over about 4 days. I've been numerous times. As has SMK Machine in the chat, and Danger Mole and Aaron Langarak. Yeah, it's great fun, and that happens, yeah, as I say, yearly. Obviously, COVID has put the anchors on that. But it's open to all as well. There's no qualifying or anything. Just come along and have fun. In the last few years, it's been held in an esports bar, which is great. So if you lose, you can walk about 10 steps and go drown your sorrows in some beer at the bar. And there's some incredible skill on show there as well between some of these top level players. SMK Machine being one of those. He's won about 56 silvers. I am personally attacking Carolyn throughout this match. I do apologise. Right, so in this third cup now, we're going to go to special because the Flower Cup was pushed back by Neetsel at the start. We started with Mushroom, we've had Star Cup, we're going to Special Cup now, and we're away. Yes, Danger Mole. Pre-drown. As soon as the group stage is about halfway through, start getting their beers in. And Lenain, from what I've seen, has been very consistent with Zoom starts. We haven't seen any rank outs just yet, which is kind of a testament to these two guys and how far they've come playing this game. But it could be likely in Special Cup. There's some gophers, there's some tricky bridge sections, trolley CPU, it can all go wrong in an instant. And there is Sparkly Mario, making life difficult for Lenain. I could mention some names, SMK Machine. Excuse me. So Neetsel's back in the clutches of the CPU at the moment. On a track like this, which is quite difficult, it's quite tricky to break free of that. But there's a red shell that's going to make it a bit easier for him. Who's in the first? Princess. Princess up the inside. Lenain's making this look quite easy at the moment. He's driving very well on such a difficult track. Tricky banana for Neetsel. Oh, and he gives a go for a hug. So Lenain is fighting with the CPU on the final lap here. Oh, and he gets a hug as well. Let's hope he crosses it. Cooper just slowing him down, stopping him accelerating. Is he going to make second? Just squeezes into second place. CPU are quite quick, if I remember correctly, on DP3. Neetsel as well. This is the line in second place. Hey, Rabbit, I hug a gopher several times a day. All the time. Just hugging gophers. That's interesting. So Lenain, he ranked out on GV3, that's how he lost. So yeah, a rank out, if one player ranks out, that's essentially cup over. Because you have to replay the track, you lose minutes in time. So both players would be desperately trying to avoid that. I think Lenain's got about a 10-second lead at the moment in special. I think Neetsel might find this a bit easier with Mario. So there are some very tricky tracks, especially this one here, Cooper Beach 2. It's my personal most hated track in the game. It's rubbish. Don't know how anyone likes it. You're all wrong. There's a nice little feather there, nice little time save for Lenain, just hopping over the wall. Legit strat. Cooper doing his best, and he gets another feather. So there is certainly some feathers left in France after Jarmu's cleared them all up in Belgium. Yes, SMK Machine. The fun goes classic line saying KB2's easy, you just boost 5 times across the water. Yeah, so easy. So Neetsel crosses the line in a 1:16. Not too far behind Lenain, and he has previous, apparently, according to chat, of ranking out on GV3, so he has to be careful. I wouldn't be going for any platform jumps if I were either of these guys. Easiest platform jump in the game, but the best players in the game also fail it all the time, so might be wise. Oh, well held by Lenain there. He went way over the void. So zoom start for both players. A good start. There's a shroom there for Lenain. Worth holding on to this one on this track. Lots of opportunity to fall off. Doesn't do it. Oh, and there we go. There's the first fall off. Now you're back into the clutches. Oh, Neetsel very nearly got sniped by a DK banana there. Those northern roads, Mo, potholes everywhere. Ain't much different down here either. Both these chaps in first place, driving well. I'm not too sure what the CPU are like on NTSC GB3. I know on PAL they're pretty rubbish. Don't know if that is the case on NTSC. So it's a first place 134 for Lenain. Maintains about a 20-second lead going into the fourth track of the cup. Sorry, fourth track? Yes, fourth track. I can't count today. Right, so we're on VL2. Not the most fun track if you're reasonably new to the game. There's ice cubes everywhere, jaggedy ice, water and snow, and pipes, of course. Always pipes. But thankfully, the CPU do clear away some of those ice cubes, making it a little bit easier. Still, quite a tricky track. Oh, and there's a big drown for Lenain. Going to put him back into the CPU, and another one. I mean, he has to be careful because he could easily lose this cup with a rank out. Because by the looks of it, Neetsel he's too far ahead of CPU. You've got to be careful of that snipe from DK. Oh, there we go. Deep water now for Neetsel. A last lap drown. This could be on the nose. I think he's going to be okay if he makes it across this last bit of water. Yep. Qualifies in third across the line with Luigi. Neetsel though struggling a little bit. One more lap to bring this back. Just got to keep it clean. No more cold baths. There's a shroom that's going to make it a bit easier. Yeah, and he crosses the line in first place. Nice recovery on that final lap. Lenain commits seppuku on the first corner of Rainbow Road. Finds herself in 8th place. And now on a track with no boundaries, which you can easily fall off on, navigating your way through the CPU is quite difficult. So, but he's making it look easy at the moment. So it's a zoom start for Neetsel and a red shell in first place. Going to be a useful item to hang on to when the CPU inevitably come for him. And he's got rid of it. He's feeling strong, he's feeling hard. Not like that. Come on, guys. Both these players, since that dodgy start from Lenain, are doing a good job of staying on the track here. Right, we're on the final lap now for Lenain. He's broken free of the CPU, and I say that, he's jumped straight off. They're going to be bumping him all over the place now. Yeah, this is a Division 2 match, just to answer that snarky comment in chat. These players are relatively new to the game. They're having their own little tournament. They would have just beaten GG's 956 for Lenain. These players if they're playing against experienced players, it just wouldn't be fun for them, because once you're new to the game and you've played it, and if you've played it a bit, there's a big difference in skill levels. GG's from both players. That is a win for Lenain, who takes it 3-0. Neetsel crosses the line in a 10-18. Well played from both players. Big improvements for them. Yeah, sub 10 hype for Lenain. That was a good time on Special Cup when you're relatively new to the game. It's done well. So some brilliant driving from both players. GG's to Lenain. And that pretty much effectively ensures his participation in the final match. He's won his 3 matches, 3 to go. Only dropped 1 cup along the way as well. Makings of a good player. He's a bit further along in terms of play. Neets was very new to the game, only been playing it for a week or 2 before the start of this tournament, so I'm sure he'll be very good as well if he sticks with it. We're going to get one or both of the players in to have a quick chat at the end of this game, and Lenain has joined me. Hello. I think he might be on mute.
He's just feeding the cat, actually.
Feeding the cat, fair enough. I know I have a cat myself, and that always takes precedence.
we live into their house, so...
Yeah, they do eat like horses, and they certainly make it known when they're hungry. So, GG's, man, on winning that match. Very, very solid driving.
Thanks. I learned to not going too crazy onto the Rainbow Road. It cost me
you drove it quite nicely.
Time, so.
that the start. I mean, you just went right off the edge at the start, but I mean, after that, you recovered well and drove really, really nicely. But there was some good racing the whole time. Well done.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so I think you've won your first 3 matches now. I think you'll be in the final, but it's a case who you'll be playing. And Neetsel has just joined us. I say congratulations. GG's on your driving, Neetsel. Commiserations on losing.
Congratulations for being 3-0.
Congratulations on losing.
Congrats, Neetsel, congrats.
Nice.
At least none of us ranked out tonight, so it's a good sign.
Nice, yeah. So you guys are definitely making some improvements in your driving. Are you enjoying the process of it?
I do. It's a lot of time to put into, but well, it pays, so.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's a fun game, and I know it can be difficult at times, but I mean, it is rewarding, definitely.
Yeah.
So Neetsel, I know you're a lot newer to the game. How are you finding it?
It's growing on me, but yeah, it's kind of. The thing is that I'm enjoying. So far, I'm enjoying time trial a lot more than doing GP, which is kind of an issue.
That's a fair assessment.
Which is kind of an issue because
finishing.
Yeah, but I mean, like TT is where you sort of master the game a bit more. You don't have all of this CPUs trolling you all over the place. But I mean, if you ever do come to a live tournament, GP, that's the one to learn. I think it's the most fun mode, and if you can master GP, you are an SMK master, definitely.
Yeah, I definitely need to complete the 150cc first.
It's a big beast. It's a big mountain to overcome, that one. But you'll get there. Just need to persevere.
Yeah, the thing is that since we started the tournament, I didn't play much of that because I was like, I might get some bad habits between because the difference in speed is quite significant.
I think if
and that's why I really focused on time trials so far.
Definitely, it's worth doing just to get the driving lines down. I mean, if I was to be going from 150cc to 100cc on GP, I would just automatically go for the Ghost Valley 1 platform jump and forget that I'm not fast enough. So yeah, you're right to not do that. But yeah, good times. All right then. Well, cheers guys. Thank you for a great match. I enjoyed commentating on it. Congrats Lenain on winning. Commiserations Neetsel for losing, but I think you played really well anyway. So
thank you. It feels like I'm improving. I should at least compare my times with previous matches, but it feels like I'm improving, which is already.
I think you are. I mean, and it'll just get better each time.
Yeah.
But so
next time you tell 150cc.
Yes,
maybe
joining the big boys in D1.
We'll see.
or D2, but 150cc.
So yeah, thank you, Carol, on reffing. Thank you, SpeedGaming, for hosting us. I shall wish you all a good evening, and thanks for watching. Cheers.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
See you. Bye.